Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you quickly how I create blog posts for my mom's recipe blog, and I'm showing this to you just so that you guys know that it does take work and effort, but if you streamline your processes it'll make it that much easier. So here you can see I'm using Notion to basically organize all of my thoughts and ideas and ways that I know what content I'm going to create during that week. Okay, so for this food blog, I share it with my mom. My mom will tell me whether or not she's going to cook it or not, and then send me the photos. And so I've got ideas in terms of like crazy ideas that I find online that maybe she could write about. I have things that she's supposed to cook. I have roundup posts. I have just comparison posts, and then anything that I publish is in this column. So generally what I do is, like, this morning it's like 6 o'clock in the morning and the kids are still asleep, and I want to write one blog post really quick to get it out the door, because at the end of the day, for online marketing, especially if you're doing free search and not paid search, free search is important. Well, content is important for free search. Okay, so free organic search, that's really important, getting content out the door at least on a weekly basis. So here you can see I'm going to write about ladna versus pad see ew. They're two noodle dishes, and here you can see that I've got this Notion all set up and ready to go. So I've added these fields here. I've got to figure out one of these days how to create an API from WordPress and just have it all load in here, but that's more technical than I have the skill set to do so. So let me just show you how I got this template. Okay, so I've got two templates. So you can see here that I have a recipe template and a comparison template. These are the two different types of posts that I generally create on this site. And what you'll find is, as you continue creating content on your blog, you'll have templates that you use over and over and over again if you're consistent. So for example, if I had an idea, let's say if I wanted this one to be roses versus daisies, right? Let's pretend. I can go here and choose this template comparison, and this template shows up. And this is HTML content that I will just post in here just like this. And then when I go back to the visual side, I know what keywords that I'm going to be putting in here. So I put ladna, or, roses and daisies versus pad see ew. Okay, and then I start writing content in here based off of my branding, right? And I don't necessarily like keyword stuff, but I will generally say between two popular Thai dishes. You see that? So you can see that, like, I have most of it set out, and then what I'll do is I'll get pictures, and if it's a comparison post, I will actually go to Shutterstock or Deposit Photos, depending on what account I want to use that day. So I can look up ladna in here, and then this is the noodle dish, and I think I already have an image of this, but what I'll do is I'll download it, and then I'll go to Photoshop, and let me see here, I will just resize this. Okay, and you can use whatever image tool that you want to. So I'll do save as legacy file, and then I'll just change it to a width of and height of 667, and then I'll make sure that my keyword is in here, so I'll say like ladna versus pad see ew in there, and then I'll go back and just load it into this area. And then what I'll do is I'll hit add media. Let me just make sure I have the image. I probably won't have the image, but let's say that I wanted to add this in here, right? So what I'll do is I'll click on it, and then I'll actually change the alt text in the title, and that's it. And then I'll insert it into the post. And then once I do that, finish the post, I'll go in and change the title, the slug, and the keyword. I'll change my category here. See how, like, I have everything down here, and then once I'm done on the left side of the screen, then I'll go on the right side of the screen, set the feature image, the categories, and then I'll go ahead and publish it. And then once I do that, so once I hit publish, generally I have like the section right here, other category posts you might like. So let me just show you real quick. I just posted one on Vietnamese herbs, right? So I just posted this went live, and what I'll do is I'll go to the bottom and I'll open up the links that I added links to, and then on these pages I'll go ahead and link back to the new post that I did. So I'm always adding back to the old post, and I think this helps with Google Signals, so that if you're like linking back and forth from different posts, it gives that page, that newer page, more link authority. But that's just hearsay. No one can know for sure what Google's algorithm does, but I like to at least like interlink all of my blog posts so that Google knows that they're all kind of interrelated to each other. So for example, for the one that I just created, it was like about garnishes for noodles. And so there's a bunch of like posts that I have on noodles that I posted around garnishes on, and I linked to them. So I hope that makes sense. Once I finish that, I just go ahead and change the category, date published, all that, post type, and the post status, and then it'll go into this queue, and it allows me to take a look at all the content that I've done so far. Obviously, you can do this on WordPress too, but it just generally helps my Kanban board. So I go from left to right, right? So anything that's on the left here, like I'm probably like not done yet, but things that come all the way over here, I know that I'm pretty much done. So it's almost like at any given time, whether I have an hour to write a blog post on, or whether or not I have an hour to just create ideas or an hour to cook, I kind of know what I need to do for this content. Again, I manage all of the blog posts and content creation myself. I don't outsource any of it except for my mom texting me photos of the recipes. So there you have it. That is how I create a blog post pretty quickly on a weekend. Like for the last, hour, I've been sitting here from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. before the kids get up to write a piece of content just to get content out the door. So I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Make sure you subscribe if you like videos like this, and then make sure you hit the like button to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks guys, take care.